Tunde Onakoya is a Nigerian that is, of course, currently attempting to break a new world record for the longest time playing chess. It is taking place in New York, the United States, of course, at Times Square. And since he announced his record-breaking attempt, he has received support from Nigerians at home and abroad, and also from the American consulate here in Nigeria, different embassies. The Lagos State governor also, of course, has shown his support for Tunde, and many others who, of course, don't know him, did, of course, come out to support him. But, of course, for those who are not familiar with Tunde, he shot himself into fame a few years ago when he began using the game of chess to attract young homeless kids across Lagos, kids that were used to a life of crime and violence, kids without homes who spend their lives on the streets hustling, even at very tender ages. Since he began that journey, dozens of young street kids have been taken off the streets. And of course, Tunde has continued to share progress reports on his journey with these kids. He has introduced some of them to one skill or the other, giving them a better start to life, and of course, a better fighting chance, likely to save their lives. He, of course, has been applauded and celebrated for his efforts at changing the lives of these kids. Now, while Tunde makes his attempt at breaking the world record to be able to help more of these kids, I came across a video clip just a few days ago. Now, this video shows men of the Lagos State Environment Task Force seemingly arresting young men who were found sleeping under the bridge. Let's quickly take a look.
Where you hide out?
And that is a video purportedly showing men of the Lagos State Task Force allegedly arresting young men who were found sleeping under the bridge. The Commissioner for Environment, of course, did put out a tweet confirming that that's exactly what happened to Kumbo Wahab. Now, it's fair to say that the Ministry of Environment, along with the Lagos State Environmental Sanitation Environment Enforcement Agency, I beg your pardon, has its responsibilities, such as to address the problems of poor sanitary conditions and indiscriminate slum settlements and shanties in Lagos State and many others. But I did look through the regulatory powers of the unit, and I didn't find anywhere where it's meant to be arresting homeless people. Now, keep in mind that this report from 2020, which showed the number of homeless people that are, of course, here in Nigeria and in Lagos, that there's approximately 24.4 million homeless people in Nigeria. This accounts for roughly 13% of the nation's overall population. The issue is particularly worse in Lagos, where 70% of these people reside in informal settlements. These numbers, once again, are from 2020 and will definitely be a lot more now, which means that there's an increasing number of people who don't have homes to call theirs. They don't have comfortable beds to lay at night. They don't have shelter, even in the harshest weather. That is the reality of very many people in our Lagos. And so the big question is, what should the Lagos State government response be to the number of homeless people that you see walking around the streets of Lagos? Arrest them? Dehumanize them even further? That a person is so broken by his or her economic realities that they end up sleeping under the bridge, and your response is to arrest them for being homeless? I mean, instead of creating public shelters for the homeless and needy, or at least doing something that can improve on these, people's realities, fixing the core issue that has made them homeless, your response is to arrest them. And what's their crime? This is, of course, to the Minister, or the Commissioner for Environment in Lagos. What's their crime? Why are they being arrested? For being poor? I started with the story of Tunde Onakoya, I beg your pardon, to allow us compare just a little bit. That Tunde is picking people up from the streets, people who are sleeping under these bridges around Lagos, helping them, changing their lives. A lot of them have better lives now, are into one form of information technology or the other. But the government, who should be creating a better life for these ones, is arresting them. And the commissioner is proudly sharing the videos of these people being arrested. There's people who say that the biggest crime you can commit in Nigeria is to be poor. Because what exactly is the crime of these people again, I ask? Haven't they been through enough? Did they commit any actual crimes aside being poor and homeless? We would love to use this medium to humbly invite the Honorable Commissioner for Environment and Water Resources in Lagos State to please join us in Breakfast Central. Let's have a quick conversation about these persons and these persons that were arrested and other things that the ministry might be engaging itself with here in Lagos. Good morning, Nigerians.